Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Downwhere, and I thought I should give my side of the story since I'm getting flamed by a bunch of retards on Somethingawful.com. No, I'm not playing the victim. No, I'm not saying, hey, everybody feel sorry for me. I'm just giving my side of the story. You don't like it, don't listen to it, bitches. There's this game called Warcraft 3. You might have heard of it. Hey, they even had stuff about it on Somethingawful.com. You remember those Jeff K things talking about the Super Mutant League? You should pick their race. That shit was hilarious. The good old days, you know, back when they cared about being funny on Somethingawful.com. Anyway, so Warcraft 3 came out, and I saw the game, I got it. I started getting addicted to it. I was never good at it or anything, but I found it very entertaining. And then I found audio commentaries based on the video game where people would tell you how to play. There was guys like Cecil and Emperor making audios, and I found Emperor's audios more entertaining because they mixed entertainment along with some educational value of how to play Warcraft. I decided, hey, I can make my own audio commentaries because I've always been funny. I've always been able to entertain my friends and things. So I started making my own audios, and I was very creative. I thought it would be fun to use like the in-game sounds and stuff to pretend I'm having a conversation with the characters, you know, shit like that. But it got a really positive response. People enjoyed it. But, of course, I knew I wasn't good at the game. I couldn't teach anybody how to play, so I just made them purely for entertainment value, and that's all. Of course, there were some people that didn't like them and said the typical shit. That's not what audio commentaries are for. They're supposed to teach you how to play Warcraft, not make stupid jokes. This is a waste of time. To which I said, fuck you and fuck your mother, and I don't have to put up with your shit. If you don't like it, don't listen to it. I'm sorry that not everybody can, you know, do a cookie-cutter thing where they teach you the same thing over and over again. How many times can you hear about what units to make and how to counter things? So, of course, I like being creative and just trying to entertain people. My sense of humor has always been dark and probably offensive to people that are sensitive douchebags and think that anybody that makes a joke about race or anything like that is automatically a racist. They're probably actually just racist themselves, and they're afraid that they'll get exposed if anybody sees them laughing at a joke that might be portrayed as offensive. They're like, oh my god, if I think that's funny, people will think I'm racist. Fuck you. Get over it. So basically, I've been using the name Downwhere online for a while, and when I started making audios, it's basically just me, except being more obnoxious than usual and just all-out offensive and just coming up with anything funny that I can think of to say, usually in the form of insulting someone or something. I'm basically just trying to be a sarcastic, rude, be entertaining by being a jerk. So hey, if you don't get the joke, then that's your problem. After making these things for a long time, I stopped off and on because I had things going on in real life, going back to school, shit like that. Then I found YouTube, you know, way after everybody else had already started using it, obviously, because I'm really way behind the times on everything, pretty much. I started people were like, oh, where can I get your old audio commentaries? I said, oh, I guess I can start putting them on YouTube. So I started putting the old ones up there. WCReplays.com invited me to be back on the staff, and I said, hey, sure, I might as well. So I joined the staff again, and they suggested, hey, we have like over 600 old audio commentaries from all these different people that people can't watch because when they patch the game, you can't watch the old replays. I was just depatching the game and putting my old audios up. I said, hey, I can do that. So I undertook the massive, ridiculous quest of putting up almost 700 of the audio commentaries by myself on the WCR YouTube page, which is youtube.com/WCReplaysvideo. And that's a shitload of time and effort putting something in just for the people on the site, and just so people could watch the old stuff. So anyway, moving on from that, I'm still making Warcraft 3 audios, and I was like, you know, I'm getting kind of bored of these, but I still want to try to be entertaining and still make videos and stuff, so hey, why don't I start making videos on more mainstream games, like Fallout 3, Dragon Age, RPGs like that. I noticed when I'm playing through them, I'd play through as the good guy first, and then I'd play through as the bad guy and make all the shitty decisions, and I noticed this is a comedy goldmine of... oh, sorry, I don't want to steal that from Something Awful, but I noticed that there was a shitload of laughs to be had by making all the evil decisions. So I got the idea, hey, I'll just make like a Dragon Age Asshole Edition where I make all the shitty choices and just be an overall dick and get into the whole spirit of the thing and be offensive and rude, you know, like usual. So I started making these videos and I started putting them up on my YouTube page, and I got a really positive response and people really liked them. So I was getting a lot of views, but not as many as I could. I was thinking to myself, you know, with something that's more mainstream than in like a niche market like Warcraft 3 audios, I could probably get more people to watch these. And when you're a creative person, you want to get as many people as possible to watch the things you're making. Because why else am I making them? Just so I can show it to my 3 friends and say, hey, look what I made. No, I want as many people as possible to see it. So I started asking on WCR. I was like, where else can I start posting this shit so that other people can see it? Because I want as many people as possible to see it. Because it's entertaining. Oh, I think it's entertaining, and I'm hoping other people will like it too. Because I get pleasure from other people enjoying what I did. And if they don't, it's not going to be like, oh, I have to... It's not going to be... If they don't like it, that's fine. But so far, the majority of people have liked it. But they started suggesting different sites I could post it on, and I'm not really a big forum person. WCR is the only place where I've ever posted on the forum, mainly because I don't like the forum culture and all the douchebags that respond to every post by posting the latest meme on 4chan or something like that, or just being general overall shitheads instead of actual people, you know, like the character that I do when I'm doing my downwhere audios and stuff, except, you know, all the time for them. So I don't really have that much experience with forums and stuff. They suggested a bunch of different forums. Pretty much every place I posted it on would close the thread, thinking that not getting it, thinking that I'm offensive or that I was just advertising, which I was, but I don't know how else to get the word out about stuff that I'm doing. I just want other people to watch it. Oh yeah, also, while I was putting up these old audio commentaries and stuff like that, I noticed that in a lot of them, the audio commentators are like, hey, if you give me some money, I'll train you on how to play Warcraft 3. Or, hey, give me money and I'll make an audio on whatever game you want. And I was thinking to myself, why the hell are these guys able to do that? And they're getting money to train people in Warcraft 3 or to make audio commentaries. But I put like a shitload of work into these things and I've never gotten anything out of it. Sure, I never asked for anything, but if there's an option to get money from doing the stuff that I've been working on, then why wouldn't I? And I also noticed this other guy, Day9, who's really popular on YouTube, that does StarCraft 2 audios. He apparently has a donation page on his YouTube page, and I was like, wow, nobody gets mad at him and says, wow, what a dick, begging for money and stuff. They're like, this guy's put out a lot of shit over the years, and we all appreciate him, so they gave him a bunch of money, and he got a new computer. And I was like, hey, I like making these videos, but I sure wish that I could put them in HD, because they look like shit on this standard definition capture thing, and plus I had to play the game in standard definition, and it's really annoying because you can't see anything on the screen on my HD TV. So I thought, well, I can't afford to get an HD thing, but maybe if people, out of the goodness of their hearts, decide that they want to give me money from donations so that I can improve my videos and continue to entertain them, then why not? So I put up a donations thing, I set up a PayPal account, and I thought, well, I'm not going to get any money. No one's going to actually give me anything, but that would be cool. And of course, in one of my videos, I think one of the guys from Something Awful posted a video making fun of me and like took a clip of me, obviously just being a dick and saying, hey, you guys should give me money because I deserve it and stuff. So yeah, give me money. You can now make donations. I even pointed out in the clip that he used, I've made $2. Boy, this sure is working out great, isn't it? So somehow that makes me a dick because, you know, I mentioned that I have a donations thing just so people would see it, and then if they chose to, they could give me money. Which actually a lot of really nice people did, and I did get that HD capture thing, and I'm now using it for my Fallout 3 Asshole Edition videos, and it looks awesome. That's cool of those people to give me the money. So anyway, getting to the point, I eventually posted my Dragon Age Asshole Edition video on Something Awful, and I wasn't going to because at first I saw, you gotta pay $10. And no, douchebag, it's not the same thing as me saying, hey, you can donate money to me if you want to help me improve my videos, as saying you are required to give us $10 for the honor of posting with such luminaries as JoJo78 and Big Dick Simpson, or whatever awesome names the people on Something Awful come up with, because they're so witty. So anyway, I didn't want to pay the $10. People were like, well, we gave you donations. You can just use those. So I said, all right, fine. It's $10 from donations. I used $10 donations. I go on Something Awful. People are like, they have the same type of sense of humor as you. And I was like, yeah, I think they probably do, because I've seen some of this shit on the site before. So I post my thing on there, and then immediately after I post it, it's just like nonstop negativity, people just flaming me. And the overall consensus was that somehow I'm some racist, anti-Semite piece of shit who's begging for money and is a total scumbag. And I was like, where are they getting all this from? And then it just degenerated into just nonstop flaming. They didn't know anything about me. It was my mistake, basically, because I didn't know. what would happen from posting something like that on there. I was trying to share something that I made. I wasn't begging for money and thinking, oh, if I post this everywhere, I'll make massive amounts of money. That never crossed my mind, you dumb shits. But anyway, that's pretty much what it turned into. And then they found like other videos. If there's anybody that makes fun of me more than me on the internet, I haven't met them yet. I make fun of myself more than anybody else does. And I posted stuff like, yeah, I did some pro wrestling for a little while. And that was pretty ridiculous. They put me in the gimmick of being a hillbilly called Cousin Cooter, which was pretty demeaning. But I said, hey, my fans, I've heard me babble about this before. I should put it up there so people can laugh at it. So I put it up there, and then they somehow found the link on Something Awful and decided, this guy's some pro wrestler, LOL. Started posting a bunch of GIFs of wrestling. And yeah, you're right. It is ridiculous. You really busted me there. I totally didn't see that coming, that people would find it ridiculous and funny that I was, Cousin Cooter. Anyway, that was pretty much what happened. I got portrayed as a dickhead, and I realized there was no way I was going to be able to redeem myself there, so I just said, fuck it, I'm just not going to post anything anymore. But they just can't drop it. They just keep going back to it, and I responded to things they said, but I didn't bother responding on their site. Strangely, they never responded on our site either, on WCReplays.com. They just lurk there with names like Not a Goon. They're goons! Get it? Something Awful goons. That's their gang, man. Like the Socias and stuff like that. These guys are hardcore.